Ethiopian Airlines is spreading its wings across Africa. Buying parts of other countries' national carriers, the Ethiopian expansion is expected to be boosted by the African Union's launch of a single airspace during its summit in Addis Ababa this week. MARC runs the African Diaspora Forum in South Africa. He's originally from Ivory Coast and constantly fields travel complaints.
Flying in Africa is a nightmare. I went to Tanzania 2 weeks ago. But to get to Tanzania, I have to take 3 different flights, and I could not believe. When I fly to France, after 10 hours is a straight flight, I land in France. I'm in another continent.
Africans often have to fly to European cities as transit stops first before flying on to African countries. Journeys that should last hours sometimes take days. Not only does time-consuming and expensive air travel keep families apart, but it hinders economic development. Easier travel will help Africans do business with each other, another important priority for the African Union. Prosper Abassi is the chairman of the Pan-African Business Forum. The entrepreneur runs a charter flight company to help business people get around the lack of direct routes. As well as liberalising airspace for African airlines, he says the AU should be charging international carriers more to fly in Africa.
Africa airspace is the only space where everybody can and do whatever he wants to do. You can't do that in the US, you can't do that in Europe. But you can come to Africa, you can fly in and drop anywhere. It needs to be regulated. Into that airspace, there's so much billions.
The Airlines Association of Southern Africa says a single airspace could provide a major boost to the continent's airlines.
If you look at the whole question of international aviation into Africa, 80 to 82% of the passengers are carried by international airlines, and the 18% is only carried by African airlines. So there's a huge disparity between that.
The United Nations says up to the year 2050, more than half of the world's population growth will be in Africa. The launch of a single airspace is a step closer to meeting their travel needs and aspirations. Tania, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.